everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know by now, I'm Nancy Uko, the head relationship coach and founder of the High Flyers, and this is another episode of DAP, where you get the divorce attorney perspective on how to maintain happy and healthy relationships. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. If you didn't catch me last time, we are talking about the different principles for what it takes to maintain a happy and healthy relationship. So once again, here they are, same as last time. And today we're going to be talking about understanding your partner. But before we do, I just wanted to recap on what we talked about last week. We talked about self-love, being able to fully embrace who you are and loving every ounce of that before you even decide to jump in a relationship and love somebody else. One thing that I wanted to add to that is that in order to be able to fully love yourself, you have to go back and look at all of the stereotypes that have been embedded into your mind, all of the domestications that have occurred over the years, and you have to really let those go. Go through them one by one. Everything that you were ever taught about love, relationships, social acceptance, and just really analyze those things individually with your own self in mind, not your family, not society, not your kids, not anything like that, and see if they all still ring true to you. And what I mean is, for example, in a lot of relationships, a lot of people believe that, or were taught that they shouldn't have sex before marriage. So if this does occur, they've been so embedded with this information that they end up having guilt right after, feeling like they've done something wrong. And that guilt kind of weighs or sets the tone for the rest of the relationship. And if the rest of the relationship does not work out and the relationship crumbles, that person in the back of their mind is always going to think, oh, well, if I hadn't have slept with them before marriage, this would never have happened. And they seem to attach that reasoning to why the relationship deteriorated, when really it had nothing to do with that. I mean, people have been in relationships after one night stands for years, and then some people have been in relationships for years and it doesn't work. So I believe that those are things that you have to go through one by one and really decipher, okay, I know me. How do I feel about this? Would I be okay if this happened? Do I really believe this, or have I just been regurgitating the information that has been domesticated into me since a child? So that's one of the things that our relationship coaches do with you here at the High Flyers. If you do become a High Flyer member, that's step number one, is going out and really finding out who you are, what you need to be happy, and how we can get that obtained for you. So going on to understanding your partner, those feelings that I just mentioned, everything that I just said about self-love, should extend onto your partner. Whoever you choose to be in a relationship with, you should consider to be an extension of yourself. For example, you should never feel, or your first thought should never be, that your partner, your significant other, did something purposely to hurt you. If that is where your mind goes the first time that something happens, and you don't give your relationship, your partner, the person that you're in a relationship with, the benefit of the doubt, that's a red flag. Okay, when you are in a relationship and an issue arises, there's so many ways that your mind frame can go. I'm going to use this as an example. A wife is home, stay-at-home wife. The husband comes home with flowers. There's many ways that she could have taken that gesture. She could have said, oh God, what has he done now? What is he trying to apologize for? That automatically puts you in a negative state of mind. So anything that is said after that, you're not going to hear it. You've already put yourself in the mind frame that you're going to have for the rest of that discussion. The wife could have said, oh, I hope he didn't take any money from our joint account, because I really had plans on that money and he did not discuss that with me first. So automatically irritated, not even seeing the gesture of love and appreciation that the husband may be showing. And then the last example is the woman who's saying, wow, I really appreciate that. He knows I love flowers, and I really appreciate this gesture that my husband has decided to do for me. I don't care why he did it, but it's put a smile on my face and I'm thankful. That, something as easy as that, a mind frame, the way that you, your perspective, the way that you view the actions of your partner can alleviate so many issues that could arise in the future. It could put your partner at a sense of ease, depending on your approach, or it can put them on high alert, tense. So it's really important that you choose somebody that you feel that you can give the benefit of that out to. Somebody that you don't always have to question their motives. Why did he do that? Why is he being so nice? That's not love. I'm sorry, whatever you thought, whatever you were told, that's not love. With that said, I wanted to point out a dilemma that I see quite often with my practice as a divorce attorney, and that is a miscommunication when it comes to love languages. And that basically has a lot to do with understanding your partner. And let me tell you what I mean. I've seen too many relationships where one party is giving everything that they have, loving this significant other, this partner, with every ounce of them in the way that they know how to give love. Meanwhile, their partner doesn't receive love in that way. They can't accept the gestures that their partner is giving off because that's not how they accept love. That's not how they were raised. That's not what they find to be important. That's just not their love language. For example, let's say that somebody's way of giving love is by giving gifts. They grew up in a household where if you loved the person, you showed them that through a monetary gesture. Meanwhile, they're in a relationship with somebody who gave quality time as their love. They maybe didn't grow up with a lot of money, so in order to show their siblings or their parents or anybody that they cared about that they loved them, they would spend quality time with them. Now you have this gift giver trying to show how much he loves this person who enjoys quality time, that he loves her, by giving her all these gifts, showering her in gifts. Yeah, he's working hard to pay for these gifts, but she has everything she could ever ask for. Meanwhile, this other person is sitting there feeling unloved. Yeah, they have all of these nice gifts, but to them it means absolutely nothing. So understanding your partner includes being able to find out, okay, how do you give love? How do you receive love? Because if you don't, your efforts are going, no matter what you do, how you do it, your efforts are going to be useless. They're going to be unheard. They're going to go unseen. So it's very important to be able to understand where your partner is coming from. Be empathetic to their feelings and know their love languages. And finally, being empathetic to your partner just goes back to looking at your partner as if they are an extension of you. Basically giving them the benefit of the doubt. Instead of automatically jumping to conclusions, say, why would I have done something like that? Instead of saying, oh my God, why would he leave the toilet seat up? Why would he not rewrap the bread? Why would he not put the cap back on? Why would he leave the gas tank empty in my car? Think of, why would you have done something like that? Nobody goes out of their way. Hopefully you're not in a relationship with anybody that goes out of their way to purposely hurt you. So think to yourself, why would I have done that? And it will make you approach the discussion so much better. Instead of it feeling like a confrontation, why did you do this? Why did you do that? Now it's feeling like, oh, babe, I noticed that you left the car on E. Is everything okay? Did you have enough money? Like, was everything okay? And at that point, they can really tell you what's going on instead of being on defense and saying, you know, what do you mean? Why didn't you even ask me what happened? Why didn't you even ask me what was my side of the story? Approach every situation in a less judgmental mind frame and a more empathetic, why would I have done this? There's got to be an explanation. Now, do not take that to the extreme. Do not always try to find an excuse for people who are not worthy of that. Please know the difference, and that is also something that we can help you with the relationship coaches that are offered at the High Flyers. So if this is something that you've struggled with in the past, knowing how to set boundaries, knowing how to identify when you're giving too much to somebody who is not giving you back the same, who is not reciprocating that kind of support, that kind of love, that kind of basically endurance for the relationship. This is definitely something that we'd be more than happy to assist you with. But again, Nancy Uko with the High Flyers. It's been a pleasure seeing you guys again. I hope you guys had a great Friday, and I will catch you next time. This episode of the Divorce Attorney Perspective is brought to you by the High Flyers, where we help professional singles elevate the way they date. Find out more at www.thehighflyers.com.